Hey there, welcome back to another episode of my Cobra Lash Assassin. I'm in Act 7, getting towards the end of Act 7, and the damage has really fallen off on this character as of Act 6. I've made it okay through Act 7 so far, but I've spent some time farming on both this character and on my Elementalist, just trying to run lab a bunch of times, trying to get some drops, run different zones and whatnot, and I haven't been able to do much, unfortunately, but I do have a new amulet, which gives me a good amount of life, some increased rarity of items, which might help me get some more uniques or rares. I cannot be chilled, which is also nice, and 75% cold resistance. So before I was just really using my other amulet for mana regen. So we'll see. If I use Cobra Lash too quickly, I do run out of mana, but I do have a mana flask, but I don't know. We'll see if we can make this work. And then I've also found these boots, which are pretty cool. Windscream. They give 12% to all resistances, which is great. 20% movement speed, which is awesome. And these allow you to apply an additional curse and gives a 50% increased area of effect of hex skills. So with this particular build, I like to use both a mark and a curse. So I'm using the tree currently to make that happen. Using this up here where I can apply an additional curse. I'll probably unspec those, although I do like this, to be honest. The recovering of the mana and life when you curse an uncursed enemy, especially running Blasphemy. Oops. Or is this over here? Right, so I've got Despair linked to Blasphemy support here. So I mean, as soon as enemies walk within my presence, they get accursed, and which gives me mana and life, so that's helpful. So I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, I wasn't able to get much. The last playthrough I was just doing, I was in the middle of a lab with my Elementalist, and support dropped. It was Inspiration support. As I was reading it, the gem was still on the ground. I was reading it to see what Inspiration support did, and my game disconnected. So it's gone, and I didn't pick up the gem. So when I came back in, not only was I out of the lab, but I never had the gem. So unfortunately, it's just the way that it goes sometimes. So I'm hoping that I do enough damage to take care of Arakaali at the end of this act. You know, and then even in starting Act 8, I think that's when you have to fight Dweedra right away. I don't even know if I have enough damage for her, to be honest. I don't know what's the right direction. I rarely stop, you know, at the waypoint in this zone. Usually I just keep, you know, going, so I'm hoping that I'm going to go the right way here. I've been sick for a week, and my voice still isn't recovered. I have a very sore throat, so I do apologize. I might end up having to talk a little bit less. Maybe that's a good thing, but I've got drinks, so I'm hoping that I can just keep wetting my throat and be able to talk through this. Alright, looks like I am going in the right direction, so that's a good start anyway. I did run this character through the lab a couple of more times. Just the second lab, which I had already done. And I think I just went and ran some of these Act 7 zones again. So I leveled up, I think, twice. So I think now I'm level 62 on this character. So I am over-leveled. I mean, the monster level here is 54. So I'm 8 levels over-leveled, and I still feel like I hit like a wet noodle. Not with trash mobs like this. I mean, they feel fine, but the moment I get, you know, something substantial like a unique or whatever, I don't feel the Cobra Lash is doing very much. It very much reminds me of Ark. Not just in the way that it chains, in the way that it taps like a wet noodle. Crazy thing is, I even gambled a bunch of claws, and like, like not one claw was anywhere near what the current one that I'm using is giving me. The current one that I'm using here does physical damage 52 to 130, and I don't... that 130 is the high-end damage there. I don't think I had a single claw that I gambled got over 100. So, and I was gambling it with my Elementalist in Act 10, right? So like, it you know, even if I'd gotten one that I had to level up a little bit more to use, but no, even gambling that, I got nothing worth, you know, even looking at. I sold them all because they were all useless. So I really don't know what options I have to try and make this build feel better. You know, things aren't dropping. I really just don't know. You know, and my fear is that I may just have to park this series if I get to a point where I can't really progress. You know, until I can find something on either this character or on another character that will allow me to progress.
Choose what you wish.
Cache of support gems. Oh,
Your wish has been granted.
I like it. It's likely by cache it means a support gem, but maybe it'll be a support gem that I could use. That'd be nice. I think in terms of what I'm using right now, you know, I've got the vicious projectiles. I think I might have faster projectiles, and then I think I have maim, which gives 10% more physical damage, which all of my physical does get converted to chaos, but at least, you know, it still counts before it gets converted, so I am getting that. Right, so I know what brutality is. Brutality is not going to help me as chaos build, and I do already have one of those, but that's still another red support gem, which I might be able to switch up in the lab. Support projectile skills hit deal 30% more damage to targets at the start of their movement, dealing less damage as they travel farther. So, point blank support would allow me to do more damage if I get right up into a monster's face. Oh yeah, no, I got added chaos damage. That's what I don't have the increased projectile speed or whatever. So I could replace maim with that, and as long as I'm, I have to switch out my gem colors, or sorry, my socket colors and whatnot. But that's a possibility. That's good. And it did give me two support gems in that cache, so that actually makes me feel very nice. One of which was actually useful for this, and the other one, though, you know, not immediately useful for this. Like brutality can't help me because it says deals no chaos damage, and that's exactly what I do. But it's nice to have another red gem, so I could either trade that up, or in the very least, I can start to level the one. Level the one that I've got on my whatever other character that's using it. Alright, that's all I need in here then. So I don't know how I'm going to do against Arakaali. But I guess it's near time we find out. But let's go and drop this stuff off first.
My help is yours.
It's got good life and fire resistance. Yeah, hold on to that. Hold on to that. That's got chaos resistance. I'll keep it just for that. Ooh, this has movement. Ooh. Look at this. Now it's only 10% movement speed, which is unfortunate, but it's got 25% chaos, 33% cold resistance, and it's got 16% increased rarity of items found. That could be a good magic finding boot for if I want to, you know, pop some gear on and just try to max increased rarity through a whole bunch of items. I'm going to keep that.
Go with the spirit.
Alright, so point blank support. I think I would have to switch out. I would need 3 greens and a blue. Do I have any 4 links? Alright, so I have a helmet I could switch out. I just have to roll a blue socket onto it. It's all evasion, so getting a single blue, while the rest remain green. It shouldn't be too terrible. I like the life roll on that. I could also try rolling an armor too, because I have a 4-link green armor here, but seeing as how I need to swap out. So here's a blue, but that's my boots. That's the one thing I can't really swap out. Although I don't need these boots right now, because I am still using the hex, applying additional hex on the tree. So right now I think I could apply 3 hexes, given that I've got the tree, my regular hex, and then these boots too. So first of all, I'm just going to put a few of these things away. And that's a pair of... I'm going to stick this in increased item rarity. I'm going to pop these in my 4 links here. Yeah, I'm just going to keep this armor. I'm going to put brutality away. Kashara Star I'll return. Alright, first of all, let's roll this with some chromatics. See if we can get a single blue socket to appear. There we go. Alright, so that's potentially good. Let's go throw an essence on it. Avoid being shocked. Alright, so I could roll fire resistance on it. Cold resistance. Alright. Alright, well it's not great, but it does replace what I had. So let's take a look. I guess we're not going to know the damage. Because it's the proximity.
This is fair winds and calm seas.
Alright, so... Oh, and I leveled up twice, so I put a point here and a point here to increase my critical strikes chance, so that I could eventually get this. Pardon me. And I'm either going to use this to take the 25% to critical strike multi against unique enemies, or 150% increased critical strike chance against enemies that are on full life. That way the first hit should always have a better chance at critting. Yeah, that's what I was working my way towards, this stuff in here. Alright, so I want to see something. I'm just going to go to my hideout, because then I can actually see my damage a little bit better here. So for Cobra Lash, right now I'm doing almost 7,000, with no power charges, nothing like that, almost 7,000 DPS. And if I pop out the MAME support, it drops down to about 64, 87. So I'm losing about 500 DPS by taking out the MAME. If I'm hitting enemies from a relatively close range... What did I lose here? Really? The stats on this build are unreal, man. Like, I've just had to mess with everything to get strength because I had some gem down here. Yeah, my decoy totem requires strength, right? And now something over here requires intelligence. Like, oh. I like when you can really focus on 2 stats and not have to worry about, like, a third. It just becomes stupid to try and balance them all. Alright, I do have something that might help with this. I found 2 amethyst rings, so I'm wearing one of them here to get the chaos resist. I rolled on this one, adds 3 to 5 physical, and it gives 22% chaos res. Well, this one here gives me 31 to intelligence, plus 6 to all attributes. Now it only does 20 to chaos and adds 1 to 2 physical, so this is a way around what I just introduced. I'm gonna pop this in my rares here. Oh, it's got a better lightning resist on this. Okay, so now that we've got our gear working, if I go on Cobra Lash here, how did I lose another 5? Are you telling me that I guess the 9 to 18 cold damage is being factored into that as well? I'm gonna lose all of this. Oh, it's my actual claw. Okay, well, what is the gem? It's this gem. No, it's not even a gem. It's the claw itself. So this ring added so much more damage. Alright, I'm not convinced with that amulet, although I think I've tied myself to it for the cold resist now. Nightmare. Alright, so that gave me the DPS back here. What are my resistances at then? My cold resist is like 20 below cap. I don't know, man. I'm losing my patience with this build. Alright, I'll put this back in and I'll... Oh yeah, it had the rarity of items. I liked that aspect too. But, like, what I need more than anything is damage. Right? So... Alright, now I should get up to 30% more, which essentially 10% was giving me about 500 more damage. That's an extra 1500 damage at like point blank range. What am I don't have on right now? There we go. And I shouldn't run out of mana as easily now because I have this, so I don't know, let's see how this feels. As long as I get up into, you know, for trash mobs, it's, you know, it still does enough damage just to take them out. But if I run into something a little bit tankier, by being close enough to it, I'm doing the point blank damage. Which I do think is helpful. So here. Yeah, it's not too bad. If like a rare enemy like that, I can just get right up in its face. And that one wasn't particularly hurting me, so that helped. Some of them are a little more dangerous than that, but... No, this is the right way to... The exit, I want the corruption room. It should be over here somewhere. Well, none of those were particularly impressive. I mean, they're not ID'd, but they don't look that good. But it's worth a try. Yeah, I'm a little bit worried about Arakaali. I mean, A, because I'm not doing a lot of damage, but B, because Arakaali does chaos damage, and I do chaos damage, so I'm afraid that Arakaali might have a healthy resistance to chaos damage, which will just make it even more painful to fight. And I could look it up, I know, but I kind of don't want to know. I'll see when I get there. Alright, so I'm going to get right in this guy's face. Look, he knows I'm trying to get in his face. He's trying to run away. Yeah, so far this isn't a bad setup because, you know, white mobs, even magic, like it's strong enough to wipe them out in 1 or 2 shots, no problem. So that's good. But as soon as you get a tankier monster like this, get right up in its face. Getting the 30% more from the point blank, essentially, so that's actually pretty decent. I'm gonna level up point blank too, which should give me even more, because it's starting out at 30%. It should go up 1% per level from there. It's actually a nice little support gem to find. Or Malcolm's nice to find too. Right, so this poison is killing me. I'm just trying to get rid of it. Elemental army support. I know that's minion related. I'm gonna pick it up so that if I get disconnected, I don't lose it. I've learned my lesson there. I do not know what the right direction is here. Alright, that's the first time that I've even remembered to apply a mark. Always take a gold amulet. A heavy belt. Right, I don't know what direction here. I'm gonna try this way. Oh, must be a worm. There we go. Right now, the only vulnerability I have is that my cold res is 20 under cap. That's okay. At least for now. When and if that becomes more of a problem, then I can, you know, maybe swap things around again. But like I said, my priority is damage at this point. That's what this build is lacking at this point is damage. So that's, I'd rather have more damage than anything else. I've gone the exact opposite way that I needed to go. I'm going to apply that point up here to get the 30% to crit multi. And then I will take this next. I'll probably take the 150 to crit chance on full life monsters. That means my first hit as a 150 extra percent chance to do a crit. Which I think I'm doing 8%. So that's another 12% chance to crit on a full life monster. What have I maxed out here? Oh, this one that's gray. Decoy totem. Okay, because it requires 109 strength. Precision, I can keep going. I did find an amulet too, a unique amulet that has a level 30 precision, and it has a 100% mana reservation efficiency or whatever with that too. That's about all it gives, is that it gives like, you know, extra 75 dexterity, which, so what? But I didn't think I needed it for this build, but familiar with these monsters. Like, this is the first time, like, not just this game, but like this season, it's the first time I even remember seeing them. Like with their weird little explosions and stuff. I don't remember these monsters. Like, not these ones. These ones are okay. I've seen them before, but those ones that are exploding. Right, well, I'm picking up claws and axes because my Sunder Juggernaut is always looking for a new axe, and my Cobra Lash Assassin always needs a new claw. But never seems to find one. Oh,
I need more pockets.
would have been very nice if that was a 5-link. Alright, well, let's take a look at this mace. Not enough damage. Wow. Like, this guy's almost one-shotting me with one of those hits. Like, that's freaking crazy.
I need more pockets.
Alright, well, I've got to reveal the axes. I don't think I need that. Oh, that's a corrupted bow. Alright, that's not enough damage. It's a corrupted bow. What's your level of socketed duration gems? Like, it's got 2 links.
Ready yourself.
Yeah, those explodey things.
Choose what you wish.
Yeah, wish for none of it. Whoa, wish to back up out of there. Alright, I see the exit. Right here. Oh, this has been able to be leveled up for a long time. So it just deals 2% increased projectile damage with each level. It stays at 30% more. Yeah, because now it's at 6% increased, but it's still 30% more. Okay. Well, Pardon me. Let's see how we do with Arakaali. I hope this goes okay. Alright, well, I got her down a bit there. That wasn't too bad. But I don't want to die. This is my fear. Which could easily happen because she deals chaos damage. I should have put my chaos belt on. Gives me an extra 27% chaos resistance. Going over here? Oh, no, here she is.
Just need a moment to catch my breath.
Alright, maybe I should go for my... That was crazy. I got her! Oh my gosh!
Arakaali.
That was way quicker than I thought.
I need more pockets.
Death is the true climax of perverted lust. Many an artist of Esmerian
You hear that?
Alright, well, I was not expecting it to go that smoothly. I'll be honest. I'm glad that it did. Alright, we'll see if I can just get into Act 8, like into town. And then I'll probably call the video there because my throat is getting sore, so these might just have to be a little bit shorter until I can get better.
Approach. Choose what you wish.
Extra support gems. Listen, twice in the same, like, 40-minute episode? That's not bad.
more pockets.
Alright, let's take a look at this axe. I mean, it's not bad with lightning damage. I'm not doing that. I'll keep it. Get rid of some of these other things that are. Oops, it's a rare. Oh, just look at these boots. These ones have movement speed. Great. Okay, let's take the scepter. Vile toxins support. Support is 5 more damage hits with poison on the enemy, up to 5 more damage with poison. I mean, I am poisoning each enemy, but poison's not where my damage is coming from.
I need more pockets.
Wow. Okay, let's get some rare boots. First of all, let's take a look at these. Get rid of those. For that. Two boots and a sash. Alright, well the vile toxins, I don't think it's going to be helping this build. Come on. Unless does something like 5% more damage with poisons per poison or something on there, whatever it is, right? So I know that like Cobra Lash is applying poisons, so maybe if there's other skills that I could find that also apply poisons and I could support, you know, that secondary skill, that might be a way to go with it. It's not enough damage, not for level 55. I was trying to fool. Okay, big boy.
I need more pockets.
So what? Right, I don't have anything that's getting rid of bleed. I'll try and fix that too. I find this funny. The number of like rare items that I'm getting here. Sometimes just have to get creative. There we go. Alright, start an encampment rather, for the second time.
Dodri Darktongue is the farewell.
Good to see you and go with courage.
Good to see you still. Don't do anything I would.
San is changed. Watch yourself.
That's right, so I gotta go through there, find Dodri, kill her, and then take the two different paths to culminate at the temples where I can fight Linares and Solaris. They don't really spawn ads, at least not many, if any at all. So hopefully the Cobra Lash, I mean sometimes they're both together on the screen, but hopefully Cobra Lash with its, whatever you call it, bounces, what are those things called? Chains. Hopefully the chains, do more damage to each one of them. I did apply 2% quality to this. For Cobra Lash, it chains 0 to 2 times depending on its quality, so I'm sure at 10% you get 1 more chain, and at 20% you get 2 more chains. So that's another thing too. If I run the lab enough times with this gem and get that 2% or whatever, then that might be something that at least those extra 2 chains might be a little bit more damage that would help. So yeah, 40% chance to poison on hit. So I am poisoning because you can see things turn green when I hit them. But right, the poison is like it's dealing like minimal damage for me. So 10% more damage with poison is like 10% of nothing is still nothing. 5% more damage with hits for each poison on the enemy up to 5. So that's up to 25%. Okay, so it's the way that it's worded is that it deals 5% more damage with hits for each poison. So as you can stack poisons, you're getting 5% more damage for each poison up to 5. That's up to 25% more damage. So there could be a case for that's useful. You know, I don't understand how poisons work in this game. I get confused between this game and Diablo 2. Where Diablo 2 essentially you can only have 1 poison on an enemy, so maybe on here you can have multiples, but I need to look it up and figure out how that works a bit better. Either way, a couple support gems. We beat Act 7, and now we're into Act 8, and hopefully I can feel better, and we can continue this journey, and I hoping beyond hope that I can actually beat the campaign with this, because yeah, the Cobra Lash isn't super strong, but it's fun. I wish I had a second skill that was super strong and I could use that on a single target and just use Cobra Lash for clearing, but you know, we'll see what we can do. Thanks for joining me. Please like and subscribe, and have yourself a nice night. Thank you. Bye-bye.